Hello and welcome to Omennicches. My name is Omennicches. This is Omennicches. Please subscribe to Omennicches and let's start with the video.
Just think about it right now. Everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually alright. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. And if you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. It's worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Today we're gonna make Danish pastry. My number one tip if you wanna make Danish pastry at home is just don't. The reason is it doesn't look awesome. You won't impress anybody if you make Danish pastry at home. It's a lot of work. It has a huge failing quote and you can buy high quality Danish pastry in almost every supermarket. But if you insist making it at home, I can show you my best tips and tricks so your Danish pastry will be an actual success. Here's a basic recipe. You can have more butter if you want to have a richer flavor, but it will be heavier. The air holes will be smaller. The more butter you add, the smaller air holes you will get. First tip. Woo! Second tip is use a machine. Don't work them only with your hands. You will have to knead the dough really long, really hard, and it will be better if you have the power of a machine. You may be asking, but Omennicches, why did you make it by hand? Because it looks cooler and I can.
Wouldn't it be nice to live together?
Use a flour rich in proteins. More proteins means more gluten. More gluten means the dough will be more elastic. And with a more elastic dough, there can be more air in the dough, so the dough will be fluffier. We add all dry ingredients except the butter. We leave this for the end. Then we add the eggs and not all of the water, because not every flour is the same. And depending on the humidity and a lot of factors, your flour will be able to consume more water or less water. So start the machine and let it knit it for at least 20 minutes. A common mistake is to add more flour when the dough seems too liquid. You have just to work it longer, because then the dough will consume the water. I promise you. After those 20 minutes, you start to add little by little the butter. Every time one piece of butter is consumed, then you can add the next one. The dough should have a smooth, shiny texture and it should be slightly sticky, but not really stick anymore. Form it into a ball and then put it in the fridge for at least half an hour. It's better to let it be there overnight. My next tip is the more time you give your dough, the better it will be. Let the dough be completely cool and chill before you start rolling it out. If your dough starts to contract itself while rolling out, you didn't let it rest enough, and you should let it rest for another half an hour at least. For making those layers, butter and dough, we have to make a butter plate. Just take the butter and roll it out into a rectangle. Next big tip no one else on the internet gives you, and I learned in the pastry, is the temperatures of the butter and the dough. The dough should have 0 to 4 degrees Celsius and the butter should have 16 to 20 degrees Celsius. Push on the butter and push on the dough. If they have the same softness, then it's perfect. So fold the butter into the dough and then start rolling it out. You only want to roll it out in one direction. You have to fold it 3 times, just like in the video. Turn it by 90 degrees and start rolling it out only into one direction, but it should be the opposite direction as before. Then you try to fold it into 4 layers, just like in the video. Between those steps you should let it chill in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Now you should have your desired 12 layers. Now you can start rolling it out and shaping it. For croissants you want to make long rectangles, then you pull them a little bit longer and start rolling them evenly and make sure the tip is under the croissant, otherwise in the oven it will open itself.
Let them rise until they have doubled in size.
Let them bake for around 60 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. Try to bake them on a baking rack with really tiny holes so the fat can drop down actually and the croissants won't swim in their own fat. With this dough you can make any other shape, you can make any kind of rolls and everything. This is the basic Danish pastry. And now you should be able to make your own Danish pastry at home. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like and leave me a comment if it was helpful, if you learned anything. I asked you on Instagram which content you would enjoy and most of it was cooking videos. So I decided to make a cooking video, but I don't have a professional kitchen studio. So I tried to make a lot of B-roll shots so you won't see how fucked up my kitchen looks, and it was so much work and it was so much editing that I didn't manage to get it done for 3 days. So if you want cooking videos, I can't keep up the daily routine. So let me know what you would enjoy, because I really enjoy making daily videos and I would like to keep up the routine of making daily a video and to have daily interaction with you guys. But if you say you prefer more quality content instead of daily content, I guess you're my audience. I have to do it. And see you tomorrow. Bye bye. See ya.